farmer from out of town was bumped from both sides by two men. Instinctively, he reached for his wallet.
Give it back.
The man in gray gave him a mocking look, but he didn't know this wasn't just any farmer. The farmer didn't say a word and started patting him down. But after searching him head to toe, the wallet was nowhere to be found. That's when he noticed the other guy sneaking off in the crowd. Only then did he realize they were working together. The townsfolk heard someone shouting "thief" and rushed over. In no time, the crowd dragged the man to the gallows. Out here in the Wild West, stealing meant death. No one begged for a thief's life. Meanwhile, a shootout had broken out in the middle of town. The farmer quietly tucked away his wallet. He didn't stop or even look, because he knew in this land, justice isn't served by the law. It's served by the gun in your hand. Just earlier that day, on the way into town, he had survived a deadly ambush. 5 bandits tried to rob his wagon, but as a former captain in the Civil War, he didn't flinch. When the gang leader charged him on horseback, he yanked the reins for an instant stop before the other party realizes. One shot killed. The rest of the gang panicked and fled. But out here, in the middle of nowhere, where could they run? It was 1883. The US government was pushing the westward expansion. For just $10, anyone could legally migrate and receive 160 acres of land. The West became the dream of an entire generation. And this farmer, he was the first owner of Yellowstone Farm, James Dalton. Her husband was brutally murdered by bandits. The young and beautiful widow begged the old captain to marry her, because on the road west, a woman without a man simply couldn't survive.
Quit. I don't want a wife.
The captain turned down her request, but as a respected frontiersman, he couldn't just watch a helpless woman be abandoned to fate. So he promised to help tame her wild horse, care for her children, and guide them through the harsh journey west. Not long after her husband's death, the little food she had was stolen by other men in the group. When the captain heard this, rage filled his chest. He vowed to make things right. The scariest part of the westward journey has never been the sandstorms and wastelands. It was people.
What the fuck for that?
This is what the fuck. Get everything that was hers.
Nothing was hers. It was his, and he's a thief.
Get everything that was hers.
This woman was a gypsy. In that era, they were viewed as thieves and cursed souls, hated and distrusted by all. So when her husband died, her suffering was only just beginning. The captain mercilessly chopped off the wheel axle of the predator's carriage, cut off the reins, released the horses they relied on for survival, and set strict rules. As the leader of this team, he had to show strength to maintain order.
If you steal, you will stay where you stole. Go east. Go south. Go anywhere but my way. If I see you again, I'm gonna kill you.
He was originally an iron-blooded veteran who fought his entire life. But in an accident, his wife and young daughter died of smallpox one after another, and he was disheartened and took his own life with a gun. But just before pulling the trigger, he remembered a wish his wife had made before her death to see the ocean. And the endpoint of the westward journey, Oregon, is close to the Atlantic Ocean. So he took on the escort mission, leading a team of immigrants from various countries to cross the wilderness and rush towards hope. While the girl was eating, the Comanche man Sam kept stealing glances at her from across the fire. After the girl Elsa noticed it,
Like your horse.
Lightning. That's his name.
Why lightning?
Because that's how fast he is.
Show me that.
this sentence instantly stirred up her wild nature.
Where's she going?
They're gonna race.
Do what?
Shit.
The voice of reason has been muted.
Yeah, look at her face, honey.
I see it. Just don't want to see it fall off.
The one place you ain't got to worry about her is on the back of a horse.
At Elsa's command, the two of them flew out at lightning speed. This was no ordinary girl. She rides horses like a warrior, even crazily let go of the reins and opened her arms. This scene left the Native Americans stunned. Indeed, her horse was slightly superior, and her joy was beyond words. But this time, Sam didn't compliment the horse. You had to respect the man. That first compliment about the horse was clearly just an excuse. What he really wanted was to take the opportunity to approach her.
Lightning. Told you.
I think you are the lightning. Lightning with the yellow hair.
Sam brought Elsa a lot of emotional value. She took out a knife and cut off a lock of her hair, offering it to him. And Sam took out the ancestral dagger of the Comanches and gave it to Elsa.
It's too much.
You won the race. It's not mine anymore. It's yours.
Meaning a good knife matches a beautiful woman. This is the love story between Elsa and the Comanche warrior Sam. From the TV series 1883. You absolutely don't want to miss this show. The girl who was sound asleep suddenly felt the bed shake. She felt a bit strange, so she cautiously turned my head to take a look. A fat man, who reeked of alcohol and had a huge body, suddenly came into view. The girl was instantly terrified out of her wits. After a struggle, he finally broke free from the restraint. She quickly picked up her younger brother beside her and tried to run out of the hotel room, but was immediately pulled back by the fatty at the door. Although she had no advantage in terms of physical build, she still put up a fierce and desperate resistance. However, instead of pulling back, the drunk man became increasingly excited. Then, he dragged his fat body and walked towards the girl unsteadily. Without hesitation, he was ready to do something unimaginable to her, and it seemed like the girl was about to suffer. Father James Dutton appeared in time to save his daughter. Thinking of his beloved child enduring such a great injustice, he was instantly filled with anger, so he came to the corridor with a menacing air. And this was the survival rule in the Western regions in the 19th century. To protect your family, you must possess formidable strength. The sleazy man stared at Elsa with a wicked grin. Elsa shut him down immediately, but this made his words even more arrogant. Angered, she drew her gun. But instead of backing off, the short man looked even more excited. Back in those days, he didn't believe a woman would actually dare to pull the trigger.
You gonna shoot me, little girl?
Goddamn right I am.
It's harder to do than you think.
No, don't.
Suddenly, a gun was pressed against his temple. The smug grin vanished, and his hands began to tremble. He could laugh at women all he wanted, but he forgot one thing. This was the West. Out here, men would shoot without blinking. What the short man didn't know was that James Dutton had just saved his life. Elsa had recently lost the love of her life, and she had already killed someone once for revenge. It was her first time taking a life. If pushed too far again, she might not hesitate to pull the trigger a second time.
It's gonna use it.
Led by the first generation of Yellowstone ranchers and legendary gunslingers, they had crossed Texas and were nearing Kansas, the land of the native tribes, a region crawling with raiders and outlaws. That's why they needed to stock up and regroup here. The girl was almost dying. The westward caravan had just arrived at the town when she collapsed and lost consciousness. The guards at the gate thought she had smallpox and refused to let her in. The leader quickly explained she had been shot by a poisoned arrow, allowing her to see a doctor. The doctor's face grew grave after the examination. He told James that Elsa's liver was severely inflamed and swollen. With the limited medical conditions here, her injury couldn't be treated. The only hope was to rush to a town ahead and try their luck, but they had to prepare for the worst. After hearing this, James silently carried his daughter back to the wagon. At that moment, the captain chatted briefly with the guards and overheard shocking news. The land nearby belonged to the Frontier Ranch. The bandits they had killed days ago were actually henchmen of the ranch owner. If this got discovered, the consequences would be disastrous. The entire caravan would face relentless pursuit. To avoid trouble, the two leaders decided to change their original westward plan. They would head north instead, to Montana, to lay low for a while. But this also meant Elsa would lose any chance of receiving treatment. Faced with this impossible choice, James made a painful decision. He told his wife to prepare herself mentally to lose their daughter. The caravan would continue north, and wherever their daughter died along the way, that would become their new home. Because that would be the end of Elsa's life, and the beginning of their new journey.